All right, Chuck, we're back over to you.
Fantastic. How'd everybody do? I know I reached out to a guy who I'd gotten to know from almost 2 years ago. And I just sent him a Reconnect script, and he responded back. His comment 2 years ago was he wasn't ready for any new opportunities at the moment. However, he'd just gotten laid off. Well, he's been laid off for a while because of COVID. And I'm finding that a lot. People's situations change. They may have given you a no a year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, depending on how long you've been with the company. But 2020 changed a lot of people's lives, some for the good, some not for the good. And we really owe it to them to try to reconnect and see if we can't be of help to them one way or the other, whether it's their health or whether they're financially struggling, because we really have something that is unique where we can make a difference on two fronts. And right now people are struggling with one of those. So any questions on what you did or how you did it, or any ideas on how to make it more streamlined for others?
Well, Chuck, I'll just tell you that I reconnected with some people yesterday and found out that one friend has been struggling with her thyroid for very, months, and is at the end of her rope. And I reached out to another friend because I'm putting together a birthday party for my mother this month. And another friend of mine was in a car accident. The lady driving the car was killed. When I went over to get photographs for my mom's birthday book, the gentleman, I didn't know who the gentleman that was visiting at her house was, but I was introduced to him, and, super nice cowboy. Really, we were joking around the whole time we were there. And she called me later and she said, Cindy, it was so important that you come over and visit, and had no clue as to what has been going on in our life, because we both needed just a comic break. And for you to come over and tell stories, and we're all giggling and laughing the whole time. His wife was the one who was killed in the car accident. He's been completely lost. It happened on December 30th. And he's just been coming by my house because he doesn't know what to do. You know what I mean? So I think you're absolutely right, Chuck. There have been people that have just been hit broadside, left side, right side, and they're looking for community. Because this lady, when she called me just to thank me for coming over, which was crazy because I didn't do anything but be there. But she must have talked to me for an hour because she needed to talk to somebody. And I just let her talk. I just said, oh my gosh, are you kidding me? And I was trying to picture what she's been through. It was just haunting. So people are feeling lonely. They're feeling confused. They're feeling broke. They're feeling desperate. I just got another lady that reached out to me this morning. She said, I am so scared. I just had to lay off every single one of my employees yesterday. I've been running a catering business for 20 years. I'm so afraid. Just please pray for me. I ran into another guy. Bo and I went skiing yesterday because we finally got snow in Colorado. Ran into another friend of mine who was teaching skiing. And I said, how are you doing? And he said, he's a caterer. He teaches skiing for fun, but he runs a catering business. And he said, Cindy, 20 instructors showed up for work yesterday and there was no work. And it's against the state of Colorado for me to do catering. And I was able to do 2 gigs this summer before it really got bad. So yeah, you're on target, Chuck, as far as people are being tested right now and they're praying for an answer, and we may just have what they're looking for.
And I've said it time and time again that we've been given a gift, and we have a moral obligation to share it with as many people as we can, because we don't know where they're at. But we don't have a moral obligation to be a pain in the neck. So that's a big one. Who else had a big win while we were doing this?
Chuck, I was working with a person this morning, and like Cindy was saying, we had, it was a time just to listen. And I recalled I was training a girl, and I recall that Tyler says we base ourselves on compassion, and that's where we're the heart we're coming from. But I love it. And when Cindy said she didn't do anything, I'm thinking she's such a light. And Cindy, that just makes all the difference in the world, because we need to step back and or step up and realize that we're a light to people around us, because all of us have been given the gift of hope through ASEA, financially, health-wise. All of us, most everybody that I know of knows the Lord. So we've got the faith. We've got to stand up and just be there, and then let whatever happens happen. So that's great. Thank you for
Absolutely,
the
Cam.
brain.
And you know, Cindy said maybe she didn't do anything, but just sometimes being there to let them vent,
Right,
all the difference in the world. And sometimes that's the best therapy you can get.
right.
And just being there and listening, not necessarily being a friend. And you know, they say network marketing is about relationships, and that is absolutely true. I
Mhm.
came from a background of medical sales. This is an entirely different beast, and it wasn't until I switched from sales mode to relationship mode before my business took off. And that was something that was difficult. I can outsell Dr. Walker any day of the week, but I couldn't out relationship him until I got rid of my bad habits of trying to be a salesman instead of trying to be a friend or a confidant. And that's one thing I think that I've also heard that network marketing is disguised as a self-improvement business. And I think that that's one of the major steps I've made it, hopefully in becoming a better person, is learning how to be a friend, how to be a confidant, not necessarily just going for a quick sale. So Cindy, I think you were all wrong on that. You did a lot for that person just by letting them vent.
Hey, can I say something? I know we're out of time. That I just saw this post of this restaurant going out of business, and the lady that and a beautiful thing about the Lord, and it was this person, and I couldn't even remember exactly. I just remember meeting her, you know, near when my sister passed. And my sister was 9 years older than me. I'm already old. So and I remember telling them about ASEA at the time, you know, because she wouldn't listen to me and take it anyway. And she just had this, it just opens, this lady talked back with me immediately. You know, I have this relationship through my sister with this whole series of people. Oh my gosh. So this opened up this whole thing, and I'm already talking with her just like that. And anyway, it just brought up to mind all these people who wanted to get to know me better. And I'm going to and miss my sister, and I'm going to reconnect with them. And I am thrilled.
Perfect. So we are past the half an hour. Kevin did have a quick question. So how do, Chuck, it's how do, and when do we maybe circle back and reach out a hand and talk about ASEA without pouncing is her question.
I think you have to go with the flow on the conversation.
Okay.
I don't necessarily lead off with that.
Great.
You know, let me see pull my, well, anyway, I've got a couple of scripts on reconnecting. You know, 2020 was a difficult year for many. What are some challenges you had? I tell them a couple of the challenges that we had. You know, homeschooling with a sophomore and a sixth grader hasn't been. My calculus is a little rusty, so I'm not necessarily the best tutor when it comes to that. Fortunately, my background is respiratory therapy, and my wife's a nurse, so medical terminology and biology, those are in our wheelhouse. So others have different challenges, and so you just talk about that and be organic. We're not going for a sale
Right.
immediately.
Right.
We do want to kind of try to navigate it into that, but just be genuine and organic, and be there, be a friend, be a sounding board maybe, and it will develop naturally into that sales call, for lack of a better term.
Absolutely. So we're going to wrap it up here. Let me just put just one little food for thought out there as we wrap up this session today. Respectful network marketers ask permission. Obnoxious network marketers tell people what to do. We are adults. We're usually reaching out to other adults that are completely capable of making whatever decision is right for them. And so our job in the relationship is 50%, and their job is the other 50%. And we may not like the answer that they choose for their one and only life. But when they make a decision about their life, then they live with the consequences. And we have to take responsibility for our life, and we will live with our consequences. And so if we are allowing everyone to take 100% responsibility for their life, our life, right? Each individual life, I know what ASEA is. I know what ASEA does. And I am more worried about what's going to happen to somebody if I don't tell them about ASEA than what they're going to think about me if I do tell them about ASEA. But if they are not in a position to accept my message, I let go. Because if something happens to that person, if they go bankrupt, if they go into foreclosure, if they die, I tried. I did my 50%. And for whatever reason, the timing wasn't right. They couldn't hear it, the dynamics, their brain. I don't know. I'm not a psychotherapist. I'm not a fortune teller. I don't know. I'm one little person on this little, this huge planet, and I'm one link in the word of mouth chain. And as long as I further our message, then maybe that person won't become an associate under me. Maybe that person won't buy ASEA from me. But I have furthered our global message, and what goes around comes around. I may find somebody else that reaches out to me because they couldn't hear it from somebody else. So I'm just saying that, we want to do good follow-up, and the worst thing somebody can say to you is, I wish you would have called me yesterday. I just signed up under somebody else. But you know what? Chuck is so right. We are a friend first and a business associate second. And as soon as we become a business associate first and a friend second, it gets weird, right? So just remember that we're in relationship marketing, and what we do is first we help people and then we get paid. First we help people and then we get paid. As soon as we lose track of that order where we're trying to get paid and then we help people, we try to get paid and then we help people, it's backwards. Okay. And the other thing is, it's like playing chess. You make a move, they make a move. You make a move, they make a move. You make two moves in a row, you've just cheated, right? So, sometimes you have to slow down to speed up. Anyway, hope that helps, guys. Chuck, thank you so much. Incredible training. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you for having me.
We'll see you on Monday.
Thanks, Chuck. See ya.
Happy weekend, everybody.
Let me
Thank
tell
you.
the trainer is on Monday for anybody who wants to stick on for a second here. Dennis Downey, Dr. Dennis Downey, retired oral surgeon, is our trainer on Monday. So we'll see you Monday, same bat time, same bat channel. And bring your teams. See you guys.
Oh,
Bye-bye.
thank you.